Hi everyone, welcome to the Audiophiles. My name is Steve Westman. Thank you again for joining me. Guys, thank you for all of your support on my channel. Thank you for subscribing. It's been very humbling. My channel is growing. Please keep it up. If you're watching this channel for the first time, hit that subscription button. Thank you so much. I'm giving away more prizes as we get more subscribers. I will be coming out with a video in the coming weeks as I celebrated hitting 2,000 subscribers, and I'll be giving away some prizes to my subscribers for that. So thank you guys again. And again, thank you from my friends at the Hi-Fi Center here in downtown, lovely sunny Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. If you guys are from Vancouver, check Hi-Fi Center out. Some of the best hi-fi equipment you can possibly get at 433 Carroll Street in Gastown in the heart of downtown Vancouver. Thank you again, Hi-Fi Center, for letting me do the video here today. So guys, today we're going to be discussing and looking at Mobile Fidelity's Alan Parsons Project's Eye in the Sky and comparing that to my 1982 original Canadian pressing. So stay tuned and we'll see you on the other side of the Audiophiles. The first needle drop on this. Can't wait to hear it. Eye in the Sky. Hello everyone, guys. Welcome to the Audiophiles. I'm Steve. Thanks for joining me again. Now today, another fun one, another comparison shootout. I love doing these. A lot of controversy with regards to Mobile Fidelity's latest release. This is, of course, as you know from the title, Alan Parsons Project Eye in the Sky, Mobile Fidelity's 2LP 45 RPM cut. I'm comparing this one today, the sound quality, to my original from 1982. This is a Canadian pressing, and this is probably in very good plus. Fabulous sounding album. I can't believe this is 40 years old. I remember listening to this album when I was 10 years old. I mean, that just seems like yesterday. So for you younger guys out there, man, time does fly, and for you older guys, you'll probably agree with me. So let's get right to it. I'll start with, I think I'll actually start with my 1982 original pressing. Here it is here. I mean, first of all, according to Discogs, this Canadian pressing actually uses the German plates, and it was mastered by a fellow by the name of Chris Blair. Now, overall, this does sound really good, guys. The Canadian pressing has fabulous bass, great separation of all instruments, and has a real warm feeling to it. And just remember that it has a really warm feeling to it. So the bass isn't overly there, but it sounds warm. And again, with Parsons and all the instruments and everything that's going on in each song in this album, you really pick up on it. Again, these albums that Parsons did were recorded and engineered beautifully. I mean, we know his background with the Beatles and of course with Dark Side of the Moon. And I didn't mention this at the top, but this is Parsons Project's 6th studio album. It was recorded and mixed at Abbey Road Studios in 1981, or I guess 1981, and released in 1982. So my Canadian pressing, I have no complaints about it. Like I said, it has that warm feeling, nice sounding bass, great separation of instruments, pretty decent sound stage. Again, for $5, you can't go wrong with it. And I'll get back to this in a second. So just remember, has that warm feeling to it, or warm sound to it. And I mean, like for $5, you can get these at the record store all day long, so not bad. So let's get to the one and only Mobile Fidelity 45 RPM cut. And I know maybe some of you are going to say, well, you can't really compare a 33 RPM to a 45. And yes, I understand that. I mean, audiophile pressings cut at 45 do sound better. That's the reason why they're cut at 45 than a 33. And the thing is, I know there's other copies out there. There's the There's the speaker's corner cut all analog. Apparently that does sound quite well. But again, when you're comparing audiophile albums like this, you got to compare it to the original. I mean, that's what they're trying to do. That's why you're paying the money, because it's there to sound better than the original recording. So let me tell you what I heard on this one here, and I did focus on 2 songs in particular. Eye in the Sky, of course, because I mean, I've, huge radio play. I've listened to it a million times in my last 40 years, and the song Gemini. And if you're not familiar with Gemini, it really has that Paul McCartney-ish sort of lyric and chord progression. So listen to the song and sort of, get your Paul McCartney sort of experience in there, and you'll probably, agree with what I'm saying in that. So yeah, I focus on Eye in the Sky and Gemini. So here's what I heard with the MOFI. Now, absolutely sublime, guys. This sounds incredible. The bass is tight. The vocals and the background vocals are clear and precise. All tracks seem very well balanced. I didn't find it to have, I guess I was reading in some forums that there's too much bass in some of the songs, and I didn't find that at all. I think there's great separation, better separation than my original. Very broad and wide sound stage, more so than my original. The MOFI really had lots of mid-range, had really good mid-range punch and pop and tons of energy that my original doesn't. That's going back to what I was saying about my original being warm. This one had more energy, just had more bite to it. I think the way MOFI mastered it, I don't know how they mastered it and what their mastering chain or processes are, but whatever they're doing, keep it up, because it sounds phenomenal. Like I said before, the bass was very deep, and it was dynamic, but not overly powering, like I've read other places as well. So all in all, you can hear Eric Wolfson's vocals clear, amazing, and of course all the different layers of music that Parsons puts into his songs and into this album. You can all hear it. Just very, very overall just dynamic and just very well balanced. And I have to say, for $59, you're getting a great album. Now, us Canadians, or if you're an international customer of MOFI's, you know the pain we feel. This album here, when you factor in exchange of the US dollar versus Canadian, the shipping rates, and of course we pay duty. This, as a Canadian, is a $100 record, okay? Where if you can go to the record store and get this one for $5. So yeah, I expect the sound to be that much better quality, than my original. So for $59, if you're a huge Alan Parsons fan, pick it up. Definitely worth it. But again, if you're on a budget, guys, the original, and this is the Canadian, like I said at the top, mastered by Chris Blair. They use the German plates for this one. Sounds great, warm, bass is great, great vocals as well, great separation. For $5, if you want to save money, especially if you're on a budget, if you're an international customer, I would just probably stick with an original. Check them out in Discogs. Pretty good deal out there. Now, a lot of controversy surrounding on the different YouTube channels and different forums, the Facebook forums, and a couple other YouTube channels about the cover and what it looks like. So this is the MOFI, and as you can see here, the original, and I'll put this one up as well, is embossed. So this here is basically embossed. It's sort of, you can feel it here, whereas this one's just flat. And also to the original, you can probably see in the camera, is a little bit, I guess, has a little bit lighter green than the MOFI. And if you turn it around on the back here, and I'll turn this one around on the back, this is my original here. You can see it's a little bit brighter. The picture's a little bit brighter. So again, the big argument is, MOFI, you're paying $59. Why can't it be embossed like the original? And I don't have an answer for that. I'm assuming it's probably price point, to keep it at $59. Probably trying to get it out to us as quickly as possible. We know there's a backlog, and I've learned a lot from I guess you guys have probably seen my interviews with Chad Kassem and, Bernie Grunman and Kevin Gray, but Chad alluded to last week, of course, there's, obviously post-COVID issues with personnel and printing issues he's had. So who knows what the issues are? But I do know that record labels, I guess MOFI probably got the file from the record label, and this is what it turned out to be. So to me personally, I really don't care that it's not embossed. I have an idea. I know Mike from the In-Groove used tinfoil. Maybe find an original for $5, guys, and do this. If you really want it embossed, cut it out, and then just use your kids' glue and just glue that back on, and then it's embossed for an extra $5. So instead of it costing $59, it's now, what is that, $64 album. I think that's probably the smartest thing to do. Again, in terms of sound quality, amazing. If you're into the art, and I understand, I mean, you want to look at everything, great. Maybe you want it to look more like the original, and it doesn't really look that much different. Honestly, it doesn't look that much different. The original maybe a little bit more clear. I guess it's the file that was used or whatever, however they're printing these days, but I didn't really have an issue with it not being embossed. It's not a big deal to me, and like I said, hey, cut an original for $5, paste it on. That would solve all the problems. So there you have it. For $59, the best sounding audiophile pressing of Eye in the Sky. I mean, I know there's a speaker's corner as well. Check that one out if you can. But I mean, from the ones that I have, yeah, this one definitely better. I mean, it's 45 RPM. Obviously, I get it. It's going to should sound better. But I mean, if you're on a budget and you want to spend $5, holy crow, for what you're getting out of this, an original copy. I mean, obviously, this for $5 or $10, whatever you can pick it up for, is worth it. And again, I have the Canadian copy. So, guys, thank you again. I hope you enjoyed this. And until next time, keep spinning that vinyl and turning it up real loud. We'll see you again.